Hi folks, this is all the fruit. I am on my farm in Heidelberg, Germany. It's autumn and so the rose hips are ripe. A really beautiful Indian summer day, which we used to get some hay. So now the work day is over for us and we can enjoy a couple nice rose hips. Well, some of you might ask, what type of rose hips are those? By the way, those are technically not growing on my plot. As you can see, my plot is the tiny one. All those shrubs are growing out of the neighbor's plot. But yeah, nobody says I cannot enjoy his tasty rose hips. He is sure not gonna come and use them. Well, rose hips are actually quite an important food in some parts of Europe, especially in the poor countries in Eastern Europe. Used to be different when the West was poor too. They used to collect them a lot, just like the East. But nowadays, most of this rose jam and stuff like that comes from countries like Bulgaria, Romania, Belarus, Ukraine, Russia, and so on. Well, why do people collect rose hips? I mean, look at them. Small, hard fruit, yeah, nice and red, but that's not enough. Well, first, they're available in huge amounts on roadsides, sheep's pastures, abandoned plots. They are everywhere. You don't need to take care of them. Nobody really cares if you collect rose hips on their land. They are free. They're pretty tasty. Few people eat a lot of them out of hand, but you can make a lot of nice teas and jams and other preserves from them. And yeah, maybe most important of all, they contain a ton of vitamin C. Rose hips are among the most vitamin C rich fruits in the world. And since most other contestants are some rare fruit of tropical islands, it's good to have one of the most vitamin C rich fruit in the world in your backyard or in some abandoned nearby plot. So now let's see, which rose hips should we eat? Oh, first, what rose is this? Well, this is like the most common group of roses throughout most of Europe. It's the caninae group. Most people would call this plant here Rosa canina. However, once I talked to a guy who did research on the caninae group, by the way, nice green grasshopper, and he said, well, his result was basically they're all pentaploid. You cannot recognize different species in this group of roses. It's basically a big mess, but they all look more or less like this, like what most books will call Rosa canina. Now when we look at the fruit, if you wanted to collect them for tea or for jam, we would take those hard fruit. They are totally ripe, but they are still hard. Here just a few fruit which are maybe not completely ripe, but ripe enough for that. Well, here we have a fruit of a very strange color. I would guess that this one is rotten, a strange brownish color. Just like this one. See the left fruit here? I'm pretty sure it's rotten. So we don't collect the rotten ones. What about those shriveled up ones? No, they did rot before they shriveled up. So hands off those kind of brownish fruit, hands off those really brown fruit, hands off those shriveled up fruit. Yeah, if you want to make something out of them, the hard red fruit are your friends. But what if you want to eat them out of hand? Well, then you should basically look for the soft fruit. However, in this plant, all the soft fruit are kind of brownish. I don't like that. There were other nice plants around here where the soft fruit were still red. But this one, it seems that, I don't know why, maybe because of the drought stress most plants were subjected to the last 2 years, maybe because of the copious rain in the last weeks. Pretty much all the ripe fruit here are brown, which is not a color I want to see in rose hips. This is also not the smell I want in rose hips. Let me see. So on this plant, we do not find any rose hips which are good for immediate consumption. Let's try this other plant here. Here seems to be one. The red is already quite dull, but it's not brown and rotten. Well, maybe those rotten fruits they were the ones who were not good anyway, and the red, hard and shiny fruits, they will turn soft during winter. But here we found one which is already good. Okay, focus. And now we can squeeze out the good stuff. It's not going so easy here, and as you can see, the first seeds are coming out with it. Well, the seeds wouldn't be a problem, but I think here you can see the little shiny hairs around the seeds. Those hairs are not just shiny, they're also very pointy. So if you eat any of those hairs, they will pierce your lips, your tongue, and your mouth. So I'm just gonna remove the first 2 millimeters up there where there is just red flesh. Okay, I got one of the seeds together with it here. Another rose hip, look at it. Still nice and red. The red is a little bit more dull than on the hard fruit, but it's still not turning brown. I can squeeze out the tasty flesh. This is the vitamin C rich stuff. While the seeds, and with them the spiny hair, they all stay inside the fruit. Nice. It tastes just like a rose jam with a bit less sugar. No, this one should still be good. Let's try it. Come on, focus. Now let's squeeze out the flesh. Yeah, wonderful. Exactly like rose jam, rose hip jam, with a little bit less sugar than the commercially available brands. It's delicious. Rose jam is one of the most popular ones in Eastern Europe. If you have compared it to other ones, you understand why. I mean, it's much easier to collect a lot of apples or quinces or pears or plums in the autumn landscape than to make jam out of those teeny tiny fruit. But the taste will really reward you. And also the enormously high content of vitamin C. Oh God, it's delicious. As long as you know how to avoid the little hairs, otherwise they will sting you, and it's gonna be an unforgettable, though not very pleasant experience for you. So folks, those were the rose hips of a Rosa from the Caninae group. Stay tuned for a lot more fruit videos from the farms and orchards of Heidelberg. Enjoy this nice evening here with me, this nice evening view upon the Rhine Valley. And don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe.